and now he's back on one of the newer agents.
Okay, we got PRX on attack. We got GENG on
tried a different
defense.
composition, new player as well. How could that impact your performance in the game?
Well, I'm hoping for Suggest that he'll just step into something new, right?
Goes A for texture.
For him, you know,
Fade Eye went out as well, got insta-popped, and they're happy with that pressure.
I'm just hoping that they're
and
able
they go
to
back into
find something here, and maybe he gets a win in this arena.
Possibly. Well, we are already off, and right off the bat, PRX already poking all around the map, a little bit into the B side as well, where Texture
they were gonna change their original plan.
Quite a bit of damage.
It looked like they wanted to rotate back over towards A, and they were just going to hit A because they had pressure B. But
for PRX, we know how aggressive they can be, but a little bit of patience at the moment, exploring towards the
Drone goes in over towards A, trying to make it look like an A, try and pull the rotate away from B.
Bully their way in towards B. Ash has been spotted out.
It kind of worked. Ash even moved away from the angle.
We also do have the Paranoia already sent
out. Okay, 5v5 retake. Let's keep an eye on this little 1v1 duel.
Control for PRX on the B side, the spike
Garen.
planted down, but now they have to push out a little bit more with
PRX want to take some map control. This is nice.
With Forsaken and Jing pushing
and Karen didn't go and open the door because, well, kind of in the reaction because the rest of his team died. No way. Karen and Texture just killed everyone. The 3v5.
But can he truly play this post plant all by himself?
Oh, he's got salvos.
Tries to tap even further.
Did he reload? He didn't reload.
Texture has a great angle against him. It's a headshot or nothing for Defy, and he's being smoked off by Karen as well.
Very nice from Karen. Very, very nice for Karen on this.
Picked up by GENG.
Karen will get the last kill at the end of that one, but really, being able to get it defused halfway before the salvos came in is quite pivotal for him. You got to aggress, you know, two
he had a good reaction. He wanted to open the door, all his team goes down, but he just goes
that they're trying to establish
back
there, but then
joins the rest of his team to fight heavy.
Karen to just get in towards that one. You could see at the end there as well, Devire's a little bit paranoid that there's going to be a
I've never really seen a team do what PRX did, where they like push here, but then stay here. I think because there was no pressure elsewhere, they probably should have just left one holding. Like I like that. I liked how proactive they were, but force buy into this one, so that kill is incredibly important.
Stinger out from Mindfreak though, a bit of a force buy from the team, and they're able to do some sort of damage against GENG.
I mean, the Viper smoke's done a good amount of damage, but that is.
Jing goes in for the shrouded step, where Suggest is now waiting for more teammates to flush through.
One comes up on the minimap because of this duel.
Really well done to get in all together.
And then he's got two through the smoke.
And a two-player advantage for them as well. Make it 4v1. I don't think that Ash is going to really favor his hand at trying to win this round. So just saving the Bulldog.
Hey, and they get some upgrades.
Turn of events.
But these days, I'm not even sure if the Bulldog's better than the Stinger when that happens.
And you've got the threat of more Bulldogs being picked up by PRX on the other side. Clearly a save, but still, just a bit of a surprise coming out from PRX.
Yeah, getting the plant in the first round really does help them go
Spooker, thank you so much, dude. Appreciate the 9 months.
Right? And then the fact that you're comboing some salvos and a
GFX blessing with the 14 months as well.
Able to find a double there, and yeah, just ultimately a good idea, right? As you mentioned, Jing shrouded step to get in front of the
fast win, and
everyone goes in.
Dude, he didn't compete last year though.
Mid-round adjustments come through for PRX, and that'll set themselves up quite strongly going in towards the next round. They upgrade a couple of their lesser weapons into the Bulldogs here. You kind of throw a little bit of a reset over towards GENG, who are going to have to come up with some good ideas on this defensive side as well, because if you consider the last installment that we saw on Lotus for PRX,
the Stinger or the Spectre, if I find them on the floor, for me personally, the Spectre, because I haven't practiced enough with the Stinger, but I would hope pro players would pick up the Stinger. If not, I would ask them why they didn't pick up the Stinger.
So they're going to have a couple of different ideas and how they want to play in their
if they answer they don't feel good with it, I would just, or if they answer the Spectre's better, I would probably just make them DM for a while with it.
Does look quite flexible. I mean,
then cut them.
This time.
Yeah, make them do 20 DMs with the Stinger to get good with the gun and then kick them. You're right. That's the way.
From GENG. Sometimes it does happen. You can kind of look for any damage here. You can have a bit of a discussion, use these ones as a free timeout. maybe you're just trying to take the
who gets these? Because they might go for it.
You know, a gun that you want to take.
Because normally on these kind of rounds, if I ignore this gun, you would go, let's just die to the spike. But honestly, I would be tempted to, especially as Texture has this, I'd be tempted to send everyone in and try and let Texture bait. Or you just send Texture and try get kills.
Wow.
Oh god.
Even though they are trying to set up for some of these exit positions, PRX are happy.
Divide? Not sure he gets the kill. Doesn't get an AWP for that one.
And that is very much out points being picked up by GENG.
Does deny the AWP though, so kind of smart.
Somewhat close to a showstopper now.
Yeah, and you know, a player like Texture, if he's able to
get
right?
Electrified. Wait, chat, what even happens? I've never really thought about that.
He's been needed to like step up as well.
Well, I think that's the biggest thing for GENG, right? Somebody has to step up to give some confidence for this roster at the moment. When we've got Ash stepping into
it is
T1
no
for the first
AWP.
time, and we've got Suggest
maybe the play on non-Abyss maps is to just
there might be a little bit of a curse, right?
Molly yourself, salvo yourself.
Things from him.
Bit of a curse with the ace from last week as well. That's one of the points of conversation. You know, the idea is just that if Texture is needing to, you know, pull off aces like that, then the rest of the team must be a little bit quiet. So
okay, big buy round GENG.
Full buy round now coming through.
Dude, look at the money diff right now. We've got no money here. He's so rich.
Just leaving Karen over towards the C site, protected with a little bit of the Vice util. It's an opener though that I was kind of waiting to see which would
go. Down to 10 HP, but
go rather. And unfortunately for Texture going down, he was the only
instant reaction to losing over towards A is a 4-person push behind.
Flank watch to come out from PRX because they're not playing on the standard Sentinels whatsoever.
It is something that is similar to what we saw
on
there's
gonna be no pressure as well.
PRX were able to find Texture on the A site, you know, jiggling the same position.
I don't think I've ever seen a team 4-person try and retake A from here.
Trap Sentinel, Mindfreak is now on the Sentinel watching the back.
See what Mindfreak can actually do here. Information would be huge for him.
Yeah.
And he will get that, but
he only spots one.
See what the rest of the team does to react against this. Salvos instantly just to block off the choke point. Smoke as well, and now GENG
have flash, but this is a good play from you.
That we're now expecting to see.
Unlucky.
Unfortunately, though, an aggressive controller on the other side in the farm of Karen will be able to pick him off. Karen continues forward, finds a second frag, and a bit of a trade coming through from Ash as well as Forsaken. Now something trying to hold out from drop, but Munchkin is already found up from the top of drop.
Yeah, I mean the kills went pretty well, and they didn't expect 4 people here, and the passive pressure of just this being the map was here. But
well. Good work from PRX at the ends to be able to hold that one
rough
down,
start
and that just goes by a little bit of that timing factor in the round, doesn't it? When you've only got Texture over towards the A site, you got everyone who has the idea, let's go through pillars, let's go through a mound wrap, let's just all go for a bit of a flank, and maybe we'll leave, you know, one to come back from the normal side of heaven. You're just taking away way too much time off the clock to be able to allocate, you know, the round essentially. So you got to be a little bit more careful in this slow-paced affair for GENG, who are a team that really does favor into playing defaults early on.
A bit of a Red Bull clutch, but yeah. So now this is GENG, you know,
okay, drone gets hit.
Trying to find their
so
own
what do they do?
Outside of C, they've got the one-way smoke, but the convergent path sent through now, and that's where the teammates get to fill in that space. Forsaken might have lost this
pretty well.
Divide finds the
Munchkin.
trade. Now one away. Well, no, he actually has the Armageddon. A little bit of a tough spot for GENG to be in.
Yeah, you want to still go in towards this seaside at the moment as well.
Normally it's like
a couple of extra bodies before, but you do have strength in numbers. The off angle at the moment.
Oh my goodness!
Will be
tell you what, they're fighting together. Great shot.
Ash. He was the duelist from the academy team. But
they are heavily fighting together. Like they're pretty much a unit with every single decision they make at the moment.
Take him down. The only one left, Texture.
Normally it's like you TP over. If the drone gets shot, then you Omo flash.
One kill would be able to put him up to a showstopper, and that could be.
He'd have the ult into this round. Oh my god.
Finds something. Does he find Mindfreak as well?
Oh,
a bit of a dink,
bro, 25 HP, dinked him through the wall.
Hide behind cover to pick the round back up for PRX.
That is quite unfortunate that the Sheriff shots hit the wall in that one, isn't it? That would have been a huge clutch that GENG needed to come on through. I got to say, one of the weaknesses that
he must have thought he killed him with the body shot as well. Like he got a dink. think.
plans, right? I thought there needs to
Through
be
the
some
wall
new
and then
identity
hit a
that's
body
coming in
shot and he's
towards
still
PRX.
alive.
We need this team to start to figure out how the macros of these maps are starting to look, and I will say they had some really good ideas when it came to how they were playing out these maps against PRX last time. I was really getting more confident that they're having a good understanding of how their opponents are looking to play. And in rounds such as this one here, you really do need to have a good understanding because you've got more GENG players around
the
the
late fade eye though, that was nice from GENG. Ult goes in, it's not the greatest ult. It does clear
Judge play coming out from Munchkin though, and he will be
I mean, they
able
just
to
send it over towards A now with that.
coming out towards the B site, but still PRX
The original plan was to pivot over towards B, but
Texture tries to hold the off angle, finds a couple of digs,
Texture is looking good though.
That slows down PRX's pace, where then the Paint Shells actually does a little bit more as well.
Texture,
go in with a blast
yeah, absolute lunatic.
Frag, but still, Divide finding the trade, Munchkin to clean things up for GENG. GENG able to put up a strong foothold against PRX.
Still very,
the difference between the Phantom and the Vandals.
PRX just kind of tunnel visioned, right? The call came in to go A, and then they just sent it for the door and just tanked too much damage.
Because he was really just providing a lot of assistance
and obviously lovely shots
from
from Texture.
Not dissuaded by the amount of numbers that PRX are playing around Rubble as well. Just an all-out fight, which you generally consider that's the kind of style that PRX are going to want to play, right? They want to get down and dirty in towards a lot of those duels, and this time you want to second-guess playing around Mound.
Hey, but
that's where
this is interesting. It's not a crunch.
Take space, take control. They're trying to force you either in through this lane, through B, or over
they
towards
push all the way out.
No,
okay.
PRX has been aggressing over onto the other parts of the map, so GENG
does create a lot of pressure, and then okay, dude. Honestly, I kind of like this from GENG.
Maybe not finding too much.
Normally when people do this, they'll do a pinch, but then they insta leave the map control. They one-way it, and they open the door, and they're just ready to duel with 3.
The importance of it as well. What ideas are you going to be able to find out? Sheer wall up to the front of A looks a little bit different. So you'll send in a drone to re-clear some space over at Mound. You'll just see Charon, but Forsaken wants to get in.
There goes your dash, though. Very hard now to get over towards the sites themselves.
Right? Forsaken's not getting too far ahead of the team as we've seen from a lot of Waylay pickers so far.
Texture again.
To last week, but as we say that now, trying to go through to Waterfall, Texture will be able to find him. Something though, looking for the trades, they push past into the site, but still a lot of it being marked by Karen. Smoked up now. PRX looks for a bit more space, a bit of a safe haven on the site itself, but still,
Karen's crazy.
It's not going to be quite enough. GENG has everything swarmed
The
up.
Karen Texture show at the moment is really nice to watch. I did like the strat though. Push super aggro. They managed to clear B while they're clearing back over towards there by a lot of time. The decision of the dash made sense because they're breach or
4 versus 2, when the plant starts to get established, it becomes a little bit difficult when you're not able to set things up for some individual heroics on the PRX side. So 4 to 3. Keep
and
it
the
a
PRX can't do anything on defense. It's so fun.
Able to activate either as well.
It's you just got to go aggro, and they like to go aggro.
Towards this one, getting some really good Viper lurks. Got a lot of ideas from players like Meteor, for example. If you're talking about what you want to try and see out of a good Viper lurker, that's probably
it will struggle a little bit
to kind of look towards.
They probably need like what 7, maybe 8, probably 8.
If you are playing that role, I do feel as though it is a bit of an adjustment for Mindfreak. It's not an agent that he's never played before, but with the slight swaps in roles, GENG now being the main controller for the team, Mindfreak needs to find the adjustments, needs to find his timings.
What do we hear, Alex? Say freed up
for
Yoru?
The best Waylay out of all the leagues is like...
There's no Yoru here, there's Waylay
It's
though.
Jorgamo,
Right here, it's like,
and then it's everyone else.
Role, you free up a lot more for everyone else to play something different. I think Forsaken on towards the Duelist, is a bit of a different look as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind Jing on an Omen. There's definitely going to be that learning opportunity for him as well.
Aspas? Oh, Aspas wasn't too bad. Actually, that is true. It's like Jorgamo.
Using it for second entry, using it to combo with Forsaken here to get in front of the Vice utility. You're going to see some really great counters because a good Waylay can kind of counter every Sentinel in the game at the moment to get past a lot of that utility and stuff. So I definitely see a world in which Jing is going to be used as a second entry in front of this utility.
I imagine he liked his set strats.
Some weaknesses that were exposed for him was timings on smokes and timings on paranoias, and that just comes with bringing it out for the first time last week, right? Certainly. So you're going to look to see a little bit of new life from him in this one.
More experience, but with that as well comes some adjustments from GENG, you know, playing a little bit more defensive off of this timeout. So 2-2-1 split and a lot more anchor presence on the C side. I mean, look at that. Somewhat 2 Sentinels. You got the Thorns, you got the Sheer Wall.
Yeah, and the Sheer Wall wasn't actually baited out by Forsaken going for the jump.
Push mark credit over towards C.
He's
Open the door to create pressure over towards B. We've got a nice little higher low once you come in here though.
High-low set up in the front of B if you want to try and sniff it out. You still do have your drone, but Forsaken 50-50 angle to clear, and he chose the wrong one.
That's got to sting.
Little bit.
Yeah, and there goes your entry.
You're running out of options into the C side. It's another high-low.
This is being played really well from GENG at the moment. You got to consider as well that Sheer Wall is still not popped. You can't really try and bully your way in towards this C side.
They have no info. I mean, that's what the drone's meant to be for.
Either. And you've already
I would argue
so
as well that
maybe
you can just salvo these days to do stuff like that, and it will come back for the exec.
Continues to delay them with the snake bite as well. Yeah. What do you do at this point, Komodo?
You save at this point in time, unfortunately.
It's
There's not really much PRX can do.
It's a really rough round. It's a really rough round, and it's probably the best possible round for GENG here.
If PRX had already snuck up,
I do think if they're going to do this, like their comp is so good at just using util to help face check stuff.
A bit of a rough one for PRX as well when you consider
would love to see them do that. If they don't want to use the drone, and I guess they wanted to save the drone for the exec, but I also don't understand, like,
but still, we can definitely see
the drone doesn't make sense as well in terms of how they used it, right? So they find out there's 2 people here, they hear the gun, they hear both guns shoot, he goes down, and then they insta drone just to confirm, oh yeah, the 2 people that shot are here. We can't go here. You've at least gotta give him 5 seconds to like rotate off or something.
Forsaken into it if they want to use the light speed early, or if they want to save it for later, you're gonna have to double swing, things like this.
Well, I don't mind that. So previous round was a bit of a falter towards the C side.
Hey, getting close to the Waylay ult. This is the kind of stuff where I actually see Waylay being a little bit better. Like buying the Buckies. Nice from Suggest to kind of read this one. Sees a deeper smoke that isn't normal.
Well, not tripped either.
Pretty sure we've seen that.
Yeah, and I think if GENG, sorry, I think if PRX want to do this, they've got to do like the normal smoke. They do smoke a little bit deeper because
GENG as well, and now,
I guess
you'll
the
have
dash
a bit
is
of an
deeper.
answer back, but into a showstopper that goes a little bit lopsided. You're still stalled from getting in towards this B side. It's another untenable situation for PRX when you consider that the spike is also at the entry of B.
You're a car guy, aren't you, Komodo?
Yep.
Yeah. What happens when your car is stalled? Like, what do you do?
What do you do when your car's stalling or already stalled?
Already stalled.
Already stalled? Well, I push in the clutch and I try and restart it, but I don't think PRX are going to be able to restart something if you're out of gas.
Yeah. And that's the problem right now. You've got no gas. You've got no leeway into either site. You've tried in for the dive into C. You've tried for the mid-round, you know, somewhat of a rotation into the B side, but even that gets sussed out by GENG.
Hang on.
The only thing that can happen right now is Mind Freak with this Viper's Pit. Good volley. Good to slow them down.
Munchkin probably wins.
Into pushing straight in.
Gotta remember though, Viper's Pit, the day is
by
here.
the back. Spots up Munchkin though.
Oh, he almost.
It's just not enough.
He almost had him.
It's definitely stinging against PRX.
If there was an extra second that he was in the pit for extra decay to come down, yes, then the classic would have been good, but it just doesn't stretch and cover a lot of the site with the way that he did
loss
position
bonus?
the pit, unfortunately.
Only
so,
something.
Hey, a good attempt.
Something
I gotta give it to him. You know, you start to
might
get a
consider
little bit
low
excited
bind.
that maybe he'll be able to come with it.
This is a good play from Suggest, really, but I think if you're PRX, you kind of like gotta do that smoke all the time if you're then gonna TP into it later.
Need to see Suggest move too much around the C site, right? I feel like here, Pilski said it best. I think it was Pilski calling him a bit of a liability in the last.
It would work a lot better, like game plan wise. You do this smoke on C the whole time, and then someone's probably in it because they think you're gonna dash into it, and then you're just walking out over towards site better. And then once you've wall contacted, then you can actually TP into the smoke.
And the next round comes up once again. GENG moving things across the board. A bit of a stack towards C,
and it's just texture at the A site yet again. Last time his head was removed cleanly from his shoulders on this jump peak, so you have to be a little bit more cautious as the drone goes in.
A bit of assistance from, I think, Charon as well. So the smoke to Put up a bit of a roadblock. Munchkin holding the off.
Oh, what incredible timing that was. Wasn't really for the flash itself, it was more just like the turn of the flash in terms of the original swing.
Possibly into the B side, especially with Mindfreak to block things off closer to C-Link. But can you fend off Texture?
Okay,
yes,
this
you
is
can.
the round though.
With that, possibly the site.
Forsaken has ult to try secure this one.
See how they're going to play this one.
And
play a deficit.
Karen has an Omen flash to retake. That's about it.
In Ash on the horn. Paranoia already used a little bit early.
Okay.
Would suggest as well. So just to buy the attention away, but the trade's already
I don't know about that,
Ash
Joe.
continuing to refill that space though, and Forsaken looks to get his way out. You've got salvos pretty much.
And Ash can Ash can stick this. Ash is gonna stick this. He stuck this.
Oh no!
Oh god, guys.
No frags found! Karon! He's managed to save Ash's life, and with that, the defuse for GENG!
You got to remember as
Shout
well,
out to
right?
Karen, I guess, because he pushed over towards C. His Omen flash was good, and then he created pressure to get the first kill, and then he smokes on the spike itself.
But you're getting the idea that, hang on a second, if they're going to use the salvos, we kind of already would have seen them if they come in the first couple of seconds. So you got that really quick adjustment to just stay on towards the defuse as well there.
I take it Divide didn't have
because there's no salvos. The spike is not planted on a line that they're just going to be able to spam you down.
And a win like that is a boost of morale. Ash knows that his read was right. PRX still scrambling to look for a round. It's been 5 in a row for GENG now, back into 8.
Jing repositioned as well, not in the
normal
5
spot second on Savas.
An Omen ult to be, so the fact that he's at the stairs is
Ooh, I like this Omen ult, yeah, it's a rare one.
With that, he finds one, but still the trades up around Baby Door. Forsaken, though, straight in towards B upper already. And that's something
lurking on the duelist, and Ash doesn't look right, and there's just an Omen next to him.
A little bit suggests though, ooh, a little bit of a peek over the smoke, and something will be able to punish.
They're gonna heavy think this.
Just alone Ash, and at this point,
guys, don't ult tunnel vision on C.
PRX were able to throw them off their scent.
Yeah,
God.
Quick answer back.
Okay, something at least just looked at it. He considered it. He gets the info. 2 people are low HP.
B-side as well, but Ash, I mean, he's given this one a little bit of a crack.
Yeah, why not? Round 11. Could help in alt orbs, if anything.
Nah, now
spraying over with a prowler. Yeah, not quite able to.
Might as well just try spam back.
Single choke that you're gonna try
about damage.
And, break and enter into 3 of them.
Does it even matter if anyone's money? Not really.
You just don't want to give the alt points over to the enemy team, so he's gonna back all the way off in towards A.
Cool little Omen TP though.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
I mean, when you consider that that was just 5 rounds in a row from GENG, who are starting to really find their momentum on that defensive side as well. You want to throw a spanner in the works, right? You want to try and change things up, and you've got these little aggression points that GENG are trying to throw you away. I think the biggest, point of confusion in the round was actually where did Jing reposition to? I called it a little bit unorthodox in towards A stairs because it pulled Ash away from the site. Karon, died because of it, and there's a little bit of a shudder that goes over to GENG. But hey, I will say, look, last round of the half, you reset yourselves mentally to get in towards this new round, and you start things off by throwing down the pit towards Mound.
Oh my god, this is nice though.
Immediately drawing out all these combos of utility to allow PRX into the C side.
That's right, Armageddon, Lightspeed, Refract, all spent.
I mean, Divide tanked a lot of it.
The pit's already
and
been
Divide.
dealt with, with Rolling Thunder as well.
Jing's made it in.
Jing
has made it in, and dude, it's like they, I mean, everyone was too far away to hear the TP here, but definitely Jing back-to-back entries.
For PRX to get the spike down.
Yeah, this is a little bit awkward. Everybody's going to go for a duel here.
Smokes and everything to try to distract them as well.
Full person on site. Spike's committed, so even though they get the info, they can't do too much.
But it's not enough. The spike's been dropped. Mindfreak is trying to set up a flank, but the pressure has already been dealt with.
Okay, very nice for GENG.
As easy.
That's a rough half for PRX.
In the park, so 5-7 at the end of the first half. GENG will pick things up.
Yeah, nobody giving Mindfreak any bite on towards that flank and a little
later
lurk as well. And even for the rest of the PRX members, they're in deep in this C side, so they're not going to call the situations to try and get out of there as well. I will say, this core 3 of GENG are really putting in some hard work in this map so far on that defensive side to really get things started. We've got glimpses of Suggest getting in there as well on this Vice that plays a little bit differently for him. We've got Ash trying to do what he can as well. Some growing pains in that spot, but now you'll switch things over. GENG to the attack.
I'm still not picking Deadlock. I mean, this isn't...
I'm letting a little bit of the
it's okay on this
turn
one.
at the moment, because I'm also considering, you know, for
problem is everyone's
for the likes of PRX, right? What does this defense?
It was just like a little bit rough timing. Tail. It kind of happened the same time as like at the tail, the kickoff, right?
Really
similar period where it's like 2 weeks to change stuff,
you know,
and most people had their stuff down already.
So
they didn't want to change too much for a Deadlock.
In your face. I can certainly see a world in which PRX are going to throw a couple of those scenarios in.
You have to imagine, you know, it's going to be that, it's got to be that
the Genji pickups are looking good.
How about that Batman as the
I still want to see more.
Somewhat of an assistant coach.
Moral support?
Ash had some good decisions on this.
He's shadowing him. He's learning.
Shadowing him, yeah. I got to say, I'm kind of waiting to see Batman KO. If that at all comes, I think he looks deadly on KO. That's my opinion.
Back from the challenger scene.
Indeed.
We'll
Texture raid boss.
I mean, right now it's not quite playing yet. PRX still needs to work with this current core. It's been a little bit rocky, not quite the most solid, especially when we're thinking about their defensive side on this map.
Genji are 1-0 on the pistols, but obviously PRX equaled them and it went to 4-1.
Bit of a stack towards B, 1-3-1. Jiggling towards stairs.
Definitely 1 out of 7 rounds is pretty rough.
Yeah, it's a lot of information that Forsaken can communicate on over. Thorns, the Cloud is now, you know, stationed over towards
okay,
the
lose over towards A, instant drone out, re-clear over towards B. They don't see anyone close B, so they know that more likely it's going to be an A hit.
You're going to have to try and go
they
for
can kind of stack A a little bit heavier. Genji heard the drone.
They do have both.
Know that right now probably there's like 3 people over towards A, especially once they open this door. So what do they do with that info?
Pop them in to stop a plant.
Call to walk C.
With the drone out from B, PRX are now
pretty
stacking
nice.
up towards pillars with 2. Through that, they might be able to play around the door. But it also depends on how close Devi is able to get into the C side. So far, just not a single peep to be heard.
It's going to be a retake towards this C side as well, and there might be some early timing with the pillars.
That really changes.
But Suggest on this
as long as Suggester stays alive now, and he can just tuck here for pretty much the next 20 seconds.
Not going to see that combo with the fault line because
Genji get the good plant.
Yeah, it's already quite painful for PRX, especially losing Forsaken as well. Now you got to worry about the back. And up towards the front, that's when GENG starts to push out. They have mound control. Now the only thing
Prodigy, thank you so much for the gifted. Thank you.
PRX still has to turn their heads around. Where is Suggest? When's he going to show up?
And
as that happens, now Jing, outside of the smoke, gets spotted out by Munchkin. Suggest finally showing up at the back. GENG have got them completely surrounded.
Yeah, Suggest is getting involved in a lot more of these
double pistol for Genji
as well. You know, he's keeping up with the old guard.
This was a great reaction from them, though.
Technically one himself,
to be honest, as soon as that drone goes in and clears all the B, and they know that they got that full info, the full person walk back to go re-clear it was really good. And as soon as they open that door, they know they created so much pressure. Open the door, pop open the wall.
Pistol to come out from GENG that they do have to alter things towards that C site.
I wonder what he said.
Are they going to be able to double it though? Because they did find the first pistol, remember, and then drop to the force buy.
Oh, Munchkin tagged a lot here.
Definitely something to think about.
This is the PRX classic though.
Right now, I mean, it's a little bit too
on the ecos, they do this so much, where they take A and then they push all the way through.
Rubble pressure already, and GENG are not letting up, pushing further in. Well, PRX getting punished for that risky gamble. And now just somewhat peeling off PRX. Reeling from the loss. GENG will be happy to come back in and refill that space as a full, healthy squad. Another one down. Just Mindfreak left.
Yeah, so far so good on the anti-eco, right? Not losing anybody. Bit of early damage from some utility. Munchkin actually, if he's not careful, he might lose his life here from a stray bullet of Mindfreak. But hey, look, if there's only one casualty at the end of the day, that's fine going in towards the bonus round.
One of these, you take what you can get moments, but not even one found. It's GENG with the flawless.
Really stringing some rounds together, if you consider the last one of the first half as well. GENG
isn't Karen inconsistent? I definitely think his online performance is never as good as his LAN performance, but that's also... Wait, I mean, I say online. I guess it's like big tournament
this bonus round is really going to look like for PRX as well, right?
But I just think he had a slow start to kick off. That's about it.
Look, it was the ego, right?
He's definitely had good maps.
It is one of those, but it also is a question that is echoing throughout everyone's minds, not just Alex.
Okay, here we go. Big buy round, chat. Big buy rounds.
Spray through these smokes, finding texture. That's a good
this was nice from something to find that though. Saw the smoke, knows where he's pathing. Maybe he saw him anyway. Drone goes out. Do they consider that?
Around this site, but that is quite awkward for Mindfreak. Not expecting Suggest on the lurk, but more importantly on the far.
Okay, let's keep an eye on this because Suggest is making plays.
Space he is just commanding at the moment.
Going to be able to throw out the timing, throw out the rotations from PRX as well, especially with the utility
empty site with Heaven control. They go for the good plan as well. They got to smoke over towards Waterfall Tether to make sure that no one can flood in while Ash is planting. It's a great kill. Ash has to somehow stall out 4 players while Karen lacks.
Of course, GENG trying to play close plant as well. Like, take a look at Karen's position. That's the one you got to watch out for. Ash trying to pull the attention away
because no one is considering Karen.
Slowly creeps forward. Something trying to stick the defuse. Someone has it halfway, but Karen, that's when he strikes. Forsaken now pushing further in. Karen low HP, but Shrouded steps away. Tries to get ahead of Forsaken, but Forsaken grabs us underneath. Finds the triple in the round. And the
this got so close. I really like the idea from Karen here, to be honest. Low HP.
For PRX there, right? But I gotta say, for GENG,
goes for the lark, knows in that Angel most likely able to skill one time.
Right? They had a lot of that strong weaponry in the very beginning. It was like 4 Phantoms and Vandals, if I'm remembering correctly. And right timing on Suggest, again, you know, his timing in this map has kind of been impeccable for a lot of this contribution effort for the team.
Omen flash hit, yeah.
Just not able to hold it at the end. You know, the 3 versus 4 when you're trying to establish a lot of your utility. It's the numbers game for PRX that are getting their trades, that are
okay, let's quickly look at the money here because this really is pivotal rounds. You got 3 for PRX, you got 4 for GENG.
But at the same time, PRX looking to get ahead. A bit of a smoke and for Forsaken
like
again,
he gets spammed here,
looks for the sprays, but refracts back in
no
safety.
bullets a hit.
Yeah, how many other numbers do you know for PRX that they're playing around the mounds?
Really deliberate smoke.
Okay, aggro over towards C, everyone starts fighting, and Suggest was over towards A, saw no util, so he decides to walk out. The smoke commit over towards stairs,
very coordinated. You can play with
and
snipers,
that is
toxic screens as well. So kind of waiting to see what
I mean,
might
it's
look
kind of nice from something, to be honest. It's really... Oh my god, lovely shots. Oh my god, bro. This guy's just insta-headshotting everyone.
A bit of a trade. Ash trying to get ahead as well, but something will be able to deny that. Spike for Suggest.
Dude, he made that look so easy. He for sure should have been traded there. So it's kind of nuts.
I'll tell you the story, Quack.
That's how they win the big buy round, to force him down to an eco. That's a lot of impact from Mindfreak.
Back in VCT Pacific, he still has
free
falling
as well. With the tier 1. Thank you, the 5 months.
Scenario too, that could actually be positioned a little bit nicely. The Arcros, the Steel Garden.
So chapter 1, he gets the spike down.
That was a nice hit because no matter what, they force him to back his sight, so they know he's not tree.
We'll see. He already has a little bit of information off of those utilities being thrown out. Ooh, but a bit of a dink that might have sealed the deal right there. Devi.
Very nice.
Able to find a slight time to get into the site.
And then the Prophet says...
Those nuts from Mindfreak, really. Yeah. That's just an individual beast round. Also like...
able to just stand in the open and deliver 3 kills, not gonna lie.
Something here goes for a play that either wins or loses in the rounds.
Side for PRX, where they equal what they got last time.
Because he kind of just cleared the fake pressure on C.
Bit of a triple coming out from Mindfreak, and that puts PRX right back where they need to be against GENG with 9 right now.
EK Zerone with the tier 1. Thank you so much for that. Thank you.
For the very beginning again.
Thank
see
you.
if Forsaken will get punished this
Stingers.
time. Who's getting you know, a little bit more of his own identity on this waylay, though. A little bit sticky when it comes into this dark cover play. Again, just forcing PRX back. GENG, do they choose to actually commit towards the mounds this time?
Yeah, smoke goes in.
Not fully, not yet.
The person hold for something and Forsaken.
Forsaken and something to prevent this from happening. You've got the fault line sent through, but
oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, the TP is incredible from Karen. Holy. But surely they would look at the smoke and...
The Steel Garden pushes them away. GENG should be able to get the spike down.
Yeah, buys time for the spike to get planted here at the moment, but you still
Karen goes for honestly one of the deepest TPs I've ever seen on the C site. They smoke here, and I think he manages to get into just the corner of it.
The Stingers, even Phantoms as well. It's really strong at this range, but still a bit of a swarm from PRX themselves. Will be able to find that bit of an opener. However, the survival smoke on the side definitely cordons things off. Texture able to hold it all down. Spots out
Dude,
Jing as well.
this replay of Karen is so sick.
This round.
Yeah,
look at what he does.
You know, they've already seen what PRX are liking to do around the mound control at the moment with trying to set up Forsaken a little bit forward on this waylay, take the space, because Lotus is, you know, one of these maps rather, that a lot of teams
are
generally taking either rubble control, especially in Teo Breach meta, or you're taking some mound control, and waylay just adds a little bit of a different flavor towards how you go about that. We already have seen PRX go for mound control with the waylay, and we've seen Forsaken when he sees a little bit of util or
this is cool though, so that they smoke, they do their normal smoke that people like contact him with. They do the Viper smoke a little bit deeper, and then with the space of this smoke, he manages to TP into the deep smoke from here. That's really good with a jump TP. Double TP and that one TP.
In play.
That's why it was insane.
Viper's Pit will deter GENG currently.
Never seen anyone like get that much distance from.
To sneak their way over onto the A site. You've got Munchkin leading.
But they used the first luck smoke to get there.
There's nobody at the A site, and I don't think you're really going to expect.
TPing into Viper smokes is definitely
just the sharp duel from Forsaken.
Super strong as well, because most people want to sit in the, like, Omen smokes, you sit in the smoke. You don't have to worry about it. When you're going down low HP and maybe you can get spammed.
Use of the space, they're holding downstairs, and that could allow them to do a little bit more damage. Forsaken, though, will look to get
This is still a hard retake. Texture. What is going to go for his plant here? But... oh, that's... okay, that's nice, though.
Forsaken continuing to creep up front. Looks for a bit of support, and that's going to be
nice timing from them. Drop down into swing. I think they're going a bit too early with the rest of their team, but fair play. They managed to do it on their own. The way when Waylay has ult, like the Waylay's ult is definitely good.
Taking the lead as well.
Leaving A open.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where if you want to, you know, you've got a Viper Spit over at the C site, you're having a couple of bodies behind it, because you do have to remember the composition that GENG are playing. They've actually got a lot of drone ability that can kind of, you know, sniff out what's happening in the pit, right? If Ash's Prowlers are thrown on in, or if you want to get just the boom bot from Texture, you know, these are the kind of approaches that you could get into.
Okay, they forced GENG down to a low buy, but it's still pretty good in terms of the 3 guns. EP out, no one's close enough to hear it, and something isn't considering it.
To the A side as well. However, GENG slows down the pace. Forsaken looks for the trades. We'll be able to find Munchkin.
Oh my god.
Saturate as well. Look at that. That's how you use the dash.
Wait, that was kind of cool though.
With it and takes down Karen. Mindfreak on towards the other side as an anchor as
hitting
well.
shots.
Top fragger for the team currently.
Oh, this is gonna get
kills
close,
in this round.
I kind of thought PRX were done at one point here.
Just the Sheriff. See if he can get anything here, but it's not going to be the case. Another multi-frag round to come
4K from Forsaken into a 3K.
Best of it. Don't get me wrong, you know, the Armageddon for Dubai, technically one might argue that that wasn't really needed, but when you feel like there might be some more members of GENG,
I would imagine GENG timeout after this.
There's still some more depth in this map to go that you might even be able to get that one back, and you're always going to be incentivized to try and help.
Full faith in his teammates stun there as well.
He's feeling it. He's on one. He's feeling sharp. He wants to go for these jewels, and you absolutely cannot blame him.
Not only do you not blame him, you not even admire him. I mean, this is starting to look like PRX from 2023.
Well, the biggest thing for me right now is coming in towards 2025, right? We've got PRX who are experimenting with a lot of these different role changes, right? And we've got a GENG who are bringing in Suggest, coming back, making his return to Valorant. We're bringing in Ash from, you know, the Tier 2 Challenger scene, where he's stepping up, right? We're trying to figure out what is the new 2025 identity for PRX.
I think when you have these waylays that, I think there's been a lot of waylays that we've watched in other teams that like really force the issue.
to play their style.
I think they really try and force ending it sometimes. I think Forsaken's done that. Oh, was it? I think it was Icebox that I'm thinking of. Can't remember if it was him. But when you're actually like waiting for util,
to kind of just abuse suggest a lot. Right now, he's playing
in a way that
he's getting a lot more backup, and it's not really being afforded.
Maybe
right?
first
He's also getting really dirty in these duels on the attack side.
It's great.
So this is a really good little switch up for GENG, figuring out their own weaknesses, and on the side of PRX,
okay, defensive up
as well,
and GENG want to try force out towards A a little bit more. Oh, I say that. Just fade A. Nade, Molly, fade I to see if anyone's disrespected it, or TP close. They take A control, but they do put a little bit of util in.
Forsaken pulls out the op as well. Refract not yet used, and he's going to be able to plant himself towards B.
Yeah, would you expect an operator, though, at this current point in time if you are GENG? I mean, I highlighted a little bit
Question mark over towards A, they try and clear it with a drone and bodies.
Being able to reposition anybody behind the wall, whether it be into the open like we saw from Mindfreak earlier, or on a standard
because they see nothing, we see a heavy pivot over towards C, and a lot is down to Forsaken. Teams recently, I've been smoking this off.
Playing, you know, strong side with rifles, operator on weak side, and now you know where it is. So does that give GENG enough of an incentive to come and face the operator?
This is really nice.
Nothing from the Prowler towards A, or
do the two on C stay strong? It looks like it. Oh, they're not believing. They're actually not believing. Even something rotates over towards C.
Swarm over on towards the C site now. I just heard them counting down 1, 2, 3, and there's the execute. In with texture, but still the aftershock of all things finds Karan. Smoke's gone. Showstopper
Ritual goes in, doesn't hit texture.
In towards a deeper spot. In with the rolling thunder though. Something along with the other
they don't have time
teammates
to plant no matter what here. Wow, I'm impressed from PRX. I wonder if there's some kind of like anti-here or something. Maybe to do with the Razor.
Unfortunately, GENG didn't do
maybe they love to go over towards C with Razor. It's definitely a good amount of footage of GENG's texture using Razor. This was like a really, really good A fake, you would imagine. Drone came in, didn't see anything, had Boombot Prowler. There was one shot, and then they even crossed an open door.
This is Valorant. This is a game that is
and
still
then no one rotated for
abilities are quite
PRX.
destructive in this current meta, right? And you have to be baiting them out early enough.
Free Rider Tomo with the Prime. Thank you for the 14 months.
2025 PRX plays with utility and an op and a bit of a slower pace, being able to control around the map this way.
Yeah, it's the PRX classic.
Timings, 30
they go for the BC crunch. It's the
Early
BC crunch, but they do it silently.
Again,
So these guys can't really speed up and react.
This time it's quicker from GENG, right? Up towards
Yeah, and if they just wanted to do it quicker anyway.
Get in and clear tree with Prowler, standard utility.
Pretty much the most perfect call for GENG.
You still have to start to clear the site with the rest of the utility, however, but you've got an early C flank that's already noted.
Yeah. So it's a great read from GENG to be able to throw PRX off.
Do they pit?
Suggest probably from this info just wins the mid here. So then they got a solid crossfire.
Right time as well. Salvos will break the door. And the question is, does PRX have the retakes?
Oh, but Suggest is going way too deep. They might expect this, they might not. No, they probably won't expect this one.
Suggest really owned this. Really owned this.
Was able to turn around at the right moment. 2 kills. Texture holds off on the top of heaven as well. Just Forsaken and Divine.
What a beast round from him.
And no, they do
Played
not.
super smart.
Suggest even more dirt into the wound, and it stings. Divine now.
I imagine the comms is good from the Viper, hearing numbers here as well to help it.
Not even that. Karan snuffs it away.
Yeah, that Viper's pit at the tail end there. You know, the entrance in towards A covers stairs, covers any baby door entry in towards the side as well. It's a pretty destructive one when you consider how much utility you'd actually need to throw in there to kind of get in. And then you also wonder, well, it's a single lane. Anybody that is spotted in that pit, well, you're assuming they're just going to get sprayed. So really well done from GENG from the beginning of just getting rubble control in towards the A site, seeing nobody home, having the the contingency at the end there with the pit too. New round though, 4 stack for PRX towards the A side, an early duel potentially here.
And what could
they go for the A punish when GENG
it's going to be map point, so hopefully the stack helps
ended
them
out over towards A, and every bit of the map over towards Rubble is covered by util, but Karan is TP'd across, and he's, oh my god,
they all got blown apart.
It's the only pause.
It's
the only pause that was didn't have Yuto in. Dude, Karen is frying them today.
Slowly looking for some placing back into the game, but still, it's GENG. They have so much that they can do.
At this point in time, it's just on GENG to not make a mistake here and give this round over towards Mindfreak that you've got to consider as well. Does he go for this?
He might try. It is 10 and 11.
It's a Viper though.
Yeah.
You have to. Your only efficiency is going to be on your duels here.
If you are Mindfreak, you just feel so alone and cold right now. Gotta do everything.
Yeah, very nice. Give me this Karen POV.
Munchkin will silence him.
Honest Game Enjoy with the Prime. Thank you the 3 months.
They are feeling way more confident.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this GENG at the moment has
Don't
an idea
have
of
an
how
answer
they
for any
want
of
to
those
play
three.
this map, right? They've done their homework, they've done their preparation. They're
Eats
having
the
some really
stun,
good
goes for the
to late round
TP.
calls,
The wall
and even some great
survives
I mean,
long enough
Karan,
that
right?
something
Once upon a
can't
time,
see
a
him.
rookie in towards it, we're wondering what is he going to look like in his Valorant endeavors, and he's
What an
coming out
absolute
with
play.
Now, you know,
Dude, he's had a
we're
couple of
calling
absolute
him,
plays
you
with
know,
the
one
Omen
of the
TP right now.
members of this award-winning roster in GENG, like, he's certainly stepped into it. He's the one to get it.
Shrouded Steps his way all over. Calls out a desperate timeout for PRX. I mean, those war cries, man, I'm telling you, they are something.
Oh, yeah. No, 100%. And if you are PRX at the moment as well, you know, what are you trying to do, right? Like, we're seeing some great duels being fought by Forsaken for sure. We're trying to see all of this utility to help set him up and everything, but when he's losing his life and your early round game plan isn't going your way as
GE boom,
PRX,
I've gone for GE.
There's nothing to really reactivate back for.
But if Dust9 wants to win, then
I wonder what it feels
there's
like
nothing they
for
can
the
do.
players on that stage right now.
But
You are
I'm a G
PRX.
believer at the moment.
You started out incredibly well against DRX last week. Just to kind of throw that all away. Now you're very close towards pushing to an overtime right now as well.
Okay, 2 chances.
Do you have it? Everyone's eyes.
Honestly, considering they won double pistol,
right next to us.
that
The
bad.
analyst desk, their eyes are all glued
They're definitely getting better at the map.
And they're all
I know they
wondering,
got.
does
I know that
PRX
you
have
could
it?
them back and started 4-1.
Yeah, I mean, you got
but
to consider the weight behind the names, right? PRX, GENG.
say Eco does full spy.
And right now, Jing, I was going to highlight him, who's having a bit of a shocker. So the fact that he's found an opening kill here.
Repositioning as well, something that Karen,
Good reposition from him.
Karen has played before. This time we see a little bit more of it from Suggest, but he's working.
Well,
Jing is working alongside Mindfreak to anchor down the C site.
And this is a really stretched wide default as well from GENG, right? So what can Texture find over towards this A site? What timing can he kind of coordinate with this Viper utility? Ask for
double
Munchkin,
hold?
up, wall down. Try and
Surely
clear a
this
lot of
doesn't
this
go
space,
wrong.
which is just a double hold at the A site at the moment.
double holds, higher lowers really worry me in this game. I think it's one of the worst things that pro teams adopted in this game.
You know, someone crouched down, he's able to find the frag. That just might open things up. Off of a little kill, PRX now peels back.
30 seconds left.
Divide. The salvos
Why
now
Jinx,
as well.
mate? I was
Can you
being
combo them with
sarcastic.
anything to ensure a kill, or are you just using them for the time? It has to be a little bit of the latter.
Not unless you can allow for Forsaken to get it somewhat, but Forsaken's pinned down by Texture on the A site. It's just down to Divine and his teammates to try to hold it off. Convergent paths, but no, it doesn't quite connect until Forsaken pushes up with Jing.
Time, one of you just runs in. No, not you. Not you. The other person had to run in.
Oh,
Jesus. Nicely done from GENG.
Very well played from both teams, I gotta say. We had some really great moments of these teams showing their new character.
Okay, I will say that PRX are getting better at the map.
How many occurrences did we have of just multi-fragging rounds in a row from GENG, right? They